Alright, quiet on set. Sticks. Good.
So I'd say this year, mid-July, I've read about 20 to 25 books so far, which is about halfway of my goal to go to 50 books a year. Oh, this is a cool one.
Okay.
Ready Player One, Ernest Cline. Somebody recommended this to me, and I bought it. And I think they recommended it to me because they must have known I was a Harry Potter fan, because right here on the back it says the review is delightful, the grown-ups Harry Potter. So they probably saw that and were like, yeah, you have to read it, because that's how people do it. But Ready Player One's really cool. Not magic, not wizards or anything like that. Ready Player One is something that could be possible. It kind of happens in its own complete reality, but that reality comes from a video game console. So I know when I was in college, it was just like tons of my friends were just plugged in all the time, all day long, and you could talk to people, you know, that are playing against you. So basically, it's a dystopian kind of novel where it's set in the future and the world is just like crap, you know what I mean? Everybody's just poor and just a couple people have money. And there is this computer system called the Oasis. And the Oasis is like a completely interactive system. You put the visor on, you have the gloves, and you can walk around and do all that kind of stuff. And the world has gotten so bad that the Oasis has basically taken over. And you can get, it's a whole world. It's not a game. You go into it and you can live a whole nother second life. And everybody pretty much does that, especially people that live here in the Stacks, which you can kind of see on the cover. Basically, there's no more room, and mobile homes are just kind of piled on top of each other. So people basically just live in the Oasis because they can make their life so much better. They can have a nice house in the Oasis, except things in the Oasis do cost money. Some things are free. So our main character, so it's a young boy, Wade. His family's really, really very poor, and he basically goes to school in the Oasis as well. So he has his own free headset and hands because he's in the program to go to school. So he doesn't even leave his house pretty much to go to school. I mean, you can just, so many kids can just sit at home and be plugged in, and then you can go to the mall and go shopping. You know, I mean, there's a mall in the virtual world. There's everything in the virtual world. I mean, you could go to the movies. You know, to see the movies still costs money. You need like internet Oasis money or whatever it is, but there's lots of free things you can do. So this kid has lived in the Oasis his entire life. He's completely obsessed with all things video games, the old school video games, anything like Pac-Man, all that kind of stuff he's obsessed with. And what happens is that the creator of the Oasis, who's a multimillionaire, passes away. And he leaves all of his money in a game. And they call it an Easter egg, which probably a lot of people know Easter eggs are like hidden things in video games that you can find and you get extra lives, or you know, like in the original Mario games, so he decides to hide an Easter egg inside the virtual world of the Oasis, and whoever can find it wins all his money. So obviously everybody's intrigued, and he sets up little tiny clues away, and you have to figure it out. The problem is the virtual world is so large that you need clues and you don't even know where to come. It takes years for people to even get to like the first gate. There's 3 gates. So our boy Wade, he goes into the virtual world and he tries to find the Easter egg. I mean, he doesn't really have anything else going on. He's poor. He doesn't really have family. They've all passed away. And the creator of the Oasis was a really big fan of the 80s. So not only is this book really cool for video game lovers, it's also cool if you lived and grew up in the 80s, because it is chock full of little tiny trivia pieces, talks about favorite movies, and Wade spends tons of his years, while people are still trying to figure out the first clue to this Easter egg, just researching all things 80s, because they know that this guy has hidden something and set up clues that are 80s related. It's a virtual world. People can create whatever kind of planets and buildings they want. So it's really fun when he goes around and he kind of just flies around the whole world and you can see all the types of places. But what the cool thing about it is I like when it cuts back to Wade as just a kid, and sometimes it's just him in this dingy car with just like a mask and like gloves. And later on, he just kind of ends up being like a room by himself, and he talks about how he's like gets like heavyweight and like pimples and acne, and you know his like avatar is like this really like slim kid. So it's cool because you walk around with Wade the whole time and you forget also that this is fake, and then it cuts to in a chapter when he's like taking off his mask and he has to go to bed. And it's just it's a lot of fun. It's really cool for video game lovers. Also, like I said, anybody from the 80s, and it's fast too. Lots of action in it because they're video games, so they can kind of fight like video game characters. So I really liked it, and I definitely recommend it. I was born in the 80s, so a couple things kind of went over my head because I didn't totally live in it, but it didn't matter. And it was funny, and it's good. Check it out. I do ramble. I get off topic because I get excited. I rated this book on Goodreads. If you go to my Goodreads, I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. So if you're just a book enthusiast and you're just looking for new books to read, or maybe you just want to hear somebody else talk about how much they like your favorite book, I think you should definitely check everything out. Facebook's down below, BookNut Facebook. Facebook's kind of going to post to you about everything I've been doing, video reviews I've been doing, books I've been reading, pretty much an all-encompassing kind of collection of everything that's going on. Also, it's just going to have some news kind of things too. You want to know about the movies that are getting made into books, you want to know about when they're filming them, you also know about ones that are like maybe just finally starting to go into pre-production. Are they going to get picked up? Are they going to be getting a movie? And also, what's the news going on with your favorite authors? Are they writing more books? Are they doing tours? You know, just that kind of stuff, kind of more of like a news outlet, I'd say. WordPress, it's going to be where all of my reviews are pretty much. And those are like written reviews. You're going to find out more about plots. So if you had a book that you liked that I read, that I talked about, go to my WordPress. I do have a Tumblr blog connected to this. That also is going to update it. I'm going to keep it to kind of what Tumblr is. Tumblr is, you know, it's a lot of pictures, it's a lot of fun, it's just about liking things. I have my own personal Tumblr and I love Tumblr, so Tumblr is just going to be like really nice and easy. Pictures from your favorite books, sayings from your favorite books, jokes from your favorite books. I'm going to try to not reblog only Harry Potter stuff, but it's going to be pretty hard, so I'm not going to say it. Go read from the BookNet. Let me know what you think. Also, if I haven't mentioned a book and you think I might like it, or you just want to share it because it's your favorite, please let me know, because I'm always looking for new books. I do a lot of fantasy. I do mainly stick to fiction.
Signing off. This is Miles from the BookNet.
Go read.
Now go read. Get off YouTube, subscribe to this channel, and go read. Follow us. Everything's down below. Leave a freaking comment. BookNet out.